I'm Corey Davis. I am doing a presentation on Professor Elizabeth Loftus, an American cognitive psychologist. This is for my Psych class, and it's Psychology 100 about famous psychologists. The importance of Elizabeth Loftus. Loftus is important because of her research on human memory, eyewitness testimonies, and courtroom procedures. Loftus's research on human memory suggests that human memory can be altered. That's why she's very prominent in today's psychological association. Loftus tests by injecting false information into witnessed simulated events or other events. She can alter the memories of a person who's witnessed something. This is what she's trying to get at with all of her research. Loftus studies how eyewitnesses can change a story based on the eyewitnesses or biased investigators. She tests this by convincing subject participants that they had at a young age been lost in a mall and were found by an elderly couple. She can do this by getting information from their parents and mixing in this false memory with true memories. Loftus solidified this by mixing in true experiences. Her scientific contribution and influence is the misinformation effect, which we've been talking about earlier. The misinformation effect is information being input into true memories to change the color of a coat, to change how fast a car is going, and all that. The study has shown when a question with a misleading information is presented, the information acts like a Trojan horse and alters the memory of the individual. This means that the human memory is very susceptible to suggestion. Elizabeth Loftus has worked on a lot of large courtroom cases. That includes Ted Bundy, O.J. Simpson, and Timothy McGarth. She's done a lot of research in the field of memory and memory manipulation. This is her bread and butter, as to speak. In 1974, Elizabeth Loftus has participated with a group of participants and made 7 short films where cars smashed into each other. These cars were going at various speeds and had several accidents in the video. Then she tested these subjects by introducing suggestive words, into asking how fast the cars were going. She asked the first participants how fast were the cars going. They said 35, 40. And then she introduced the word smashed into it and increased the actual speed of the cars by 5 to 10%. Elizabeth Loftus has received criticism from a lot of people, but not a lot of psychologists openly. The biggest one I could find is Bessel von der Kolk. He's a psychiatrist at Harvard who is an expert in dissociative disorders and disagrees with her viewpoint on memories completely. This mainly is due to the memory wars in the 1990s. She was on the side where memories can be altered and changed depending on the bias or misinformation being inputted into a patient's head. Others suggest that memory can be not encoded, or the memory can be just repressed and come forth at a later date in adulthood, basically. Elizabeth Loftus has received a lot of criticism for this standpoint in the memory wars, as well as the false information and how it changes the outcome of an eyewitness testimony. She has several lawsuits filed against her for this reason. Why I chose Elizabeth Loftus. I find Elizabeth Loftus very interesting. I was going through the list of famous psychiatrists or psychologists and couldn't find one that I was really interested in until I rolled up onto one of her videos, and I put her into YouTube, and I found one of her interesting videos talking about how memory can be manipulated or changed very easily depending on what biasism was put into it. Elizabeth Loftus is research is very important in today's society because it can change how we do things in the courtroom. It can change how eyewitness testimonies will put an innocent man in jail, or it could not. It's important to take in that aspect. This is why I chose her, and I find her research very important in today's society. I feel like some of my memories itself can be changed. I'm not 100% on everything I remember, obviously, and with information input from others, I feel like her research could be very prominent and true. This is why I chose Elizabeth Loftus.